My name is Michael Panther Mayan. I was born in the jungle of the bush in Africa, of South Sudan. I experienced the war since I was born. We had like this gunfire, and all of a sudden, all the villages running. Before I knew it, I was lost in the forest. And nobody was me, so I just survived there for 2 to 3 days. Until I saw some soldiers coming, and they looked at me, and I thought maybe this guy, they're gonna attack me. But there were people who came to save me, and they took me back to the camp where my family was. When I was about 10 years old, I suddenly got sick and I didn't know what was wrong. In South Sudan, there were no medical facilities, and so we were wondering what to do. But God was so faithful enough, He brought in a small plane to do some humanitarian work. And they say, okay, we're gonna take you to the refugee camp in Kenya. And so they brought us to the refugee camp in Kenya, where we're trying to look for treatment. God bring in these mission doctors, and they came and they look at me and they say, we can take you to our hospital.
Michael came to our hospital in 2005 for his first surgery.
I saw him, he was paralyzed from basically the chest down. When you looked at his x-rays, he had very active tuberculosis involving his spine. His thoracic spine was bent way beyond a right angle instead of a nice straight up, so it went and kinked, and when it kinked, it was putting pressure on the spinal cord.
And so he came and did a spine surgery on me, and I was okay for the first 2 days. And then the third day, I developed a lot of complications.
But we explored everything, decompressed everything, but his motor function never returned. He couldn't walk again and would be resigned to the wheelchair. And then came the final discussion was, what are we gonna do now? We have a young boy from Sudan living in Kenya in a wheelchair. He can't go back to South Sudan in a wheelchair. It's just not possible.
Well, Michael's been in the hospital on and off, well, mostly in the hospital for 2 years by this point.
And then one day, his wife, Mama Janami, came to the hospital and they visited with me. And we're talking and just telling how I'm doing.
And I'm sitting there and Michael's across the way talking to me. And I am arguing with God, who I felt like was standing there saying to me, Jana, I want you to take care of Michael. And Michael, meanwhile, is talking to me, yakking at me across the room. I have no clue what he said to me because I am just arguing. And so I finally say goodbye to Michael, and I walk home and I said to Tim, God just told me that we have to take care of Michael.
So they came and told me about this, like, God has told us to take care of you, Michael. And I couldn't believe it myself. I'm like, why me? Why? There's so many kids that they're taking care of, but why did they pick me to save my life?